Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. I don't know if some of you guys have like an extra day off today or what. That's what I was kind of hoping when I scheduled this. You know, when people work full time, it's hard to hop on those daytime calls. So I was hoping today might be an extra day off. So first and foremost, I want y'all to stand up because this stuff starts with energy and we have to create the energy, right? So if you have music, you can dance. If not, we're gonna do some jumping jacks or something. Get up and get your blood flowing. Let's go. For some reason, we think my pants are horrible. That's okay. That's okay. For some reason, we think that we need like pre-workout to work out and we gotta get like warmed up to work out. Exactly. But when it comes to our business, we're like, I'm gonna sit down and send some input. No, like get up, let's go.
Funny last
I
year.
got some J-Lo pumping. Get up, Amber. I see you. Okay.
My daughter is coming in. She wants to get in on this. Come here. Come over here.
Bust a move. Bust a move.
There.
Oh, I got Janet Jackson. Okay. All right, guys. So the whole point of this is I'm not going to bring you like a super organized system like this is how I create my Google documents, and that's not me. Like I try to bring energy to my business. And so I feel like people feel that, and when they catch wind of it, if it's something that they're attracted to, they want to be a part of it. So, hey, yeah, well, mute yourself if you haven't already. And feel free to unmute if you want to talk. So I think that is a huge, if you take nothing away, create energy in your business. Create it. Even, you know, we talk about, you know, building momentum and stuff, but sometimes you have to start that ball rolling on your own without momentum coming from other people. You know what I mean? So create that energy, get that ball moving, and it'll do you a huge favor in the long run. Okay, so I'm going to go through kind of the tracker because, guys, don't reinvent the wheel. When it comes to Power Hour, this is what we should be doing. Everybody kind of has their own spin on it. Everybody kind of has different things that they do, and I'll share what I do, but this is the basics. Like if I had this 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been so lost, you know? And we had systems, but for whatever reason, I was always trying to recreate it. So don't, like, use the Success Club system. It's there for a reason. It works. So first on the list, we're going to kind of do some of these things together. So the first one, workout and Shakeology, like, duh, right? I'm not even going to get that stuff done. Check the box for the day. Non-negotiable, because guys, when your business is lacking, 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with your nutrition and something to do with your physical fitness. It really does. And I hate to break that to you, but it took me over 1.5 years to complete a full program. And I did not move my business forward in that 1.5 years. So don't do that. Once I started and I committed and I was excited and I was sharing every step along the way, people get it, right? When you're excited about it, when you're diving into your own journey, people feel that and they want to be a part of it. So workout and drink Shakeology, non-negotiable. Okay, so connect, invite, and follow up. Initiate connections and add followers. I just got a new little tip from a friend of mine, Rachel Mitchell. And so we're going to hop on Instagram because I can add friends on Facebook like easy peasy, right? I literally go to, you know, you can go to different groups. You can go to your high school, your sister's friends, your mom's friends, and just add. Like if I have more than 5 mutual friends, you're going to be my friend on Facebook, right? So that's what I do on Facebook. I don't even think about it. I feel like Instagram, I'm just kind of getting my feet wet. I'm not the best at it, but I'm trying. So one thing that Rachel mentioned to me is that she goes to like her friends from college, like have nothing to do with Beachbody, right? Like friends of friends of friends. And she goes to their followers and she starts adding them. She starts following them. Because, you know, if you're friends with Susan from college, then chances are if she's friends with those people, you might like them too, right? You might jive with them too. So I've been a little bit more particular, even just from not just friends, but like friends that I wish would coach, but won't yet. And I go to their friends and followers too. So I have one in mind that I just love. She's into fitness. She has competed in like a couple competitions before. She's not super active on social media, so I'm gonna go to her followers and I'm gonna add a couple here and there. And I don't wanna like blast it because first of all, you'll get put in Instagram jail, right? So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna look, and literally I look at just their thumbnail. So get your phones out, we're doing this together. I just look at their thumbnail. I don't go to their profile. I don't waste time for that. For a power hour, I'm like, if you look normal, you have kids in your, profile picture, whatever, like I just follow. So I'm gonna go through and do a couple of those. Oh, look, she's got 3 boys. I have 3 boys, follow. That's a cute selfie, follow. Like literally, I'm not picky. Because like if they're gonna follow me back, they're gonna follow me back. And if they're not, then they're not. And that's totally.
So Jess, you said you're going to her thumbnail, so you're looking at all her pictures. Are you just liking
just pictures? her followers?
Oh, followers. Okay.
Yeah. So go to their whatever friend you're gonna kind of stalk, go to their profiles and click followers up at the top.
Okay, got it.
Yep. So like right there, you can click it and you can see who's following her.
Gotcha. Okay.
So take a couple minutes to do that. Get your phone out. Go find a friend. I would totally be having music play for you guys, but my kids are asleep, so I got my headphones on. Come to breathe with no air. No air. And I don't know about you guys, but why is it so hard to filter through whether this person is in middle school or 30? It's so hard. Like sometimes it's hard to tell. And I got a bunch of middle schoolers following me. Like, so this is the part, it's not like super glamorous or fancy or sexy. Like, it's just what we do, right? Like you have to be getting new people on, or new eyes on your stuff every single day. And this is just part of it. Like you have to do the work. And if you have a service like 21 Social or Stim Social or, I don't know, there's a bunch of them out there. I don't use any right now. Not to say that you shouldn't, but if you're using that, that's great. But you have to make sure that those connections that you're making are genuine, because otherwise you're going to get a whole Instagram full of people you don't know that don't know you, and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so make sure that you're fostering those relationships. So what I do as I'm following these people, I watch my notifications, through the day. Next time I sit down to work, I'm going to look and see who followed me back. And if they followed me back, I'm going to make a list. I'm going to put them on my list. And I'm going to go to their profile. I'm going to like 3 of their photos. I'm going to comment on 1. If they have a story at the time, I'm going to watch their story and reply to one of their stories. I feel like replying to people's stories is the easiest way to kind of slide into their DMs without like being a hey girl, right? So you've watched their stories, you've invested interest in them, you like their shirt, their daughter's adorable, their dog's so funny, like, you know what I mean? So genuinely like 3 of their photos, comment on 1, and either slide into their DMs or just make sure that they're on your list so that you can go back and do that. Okay, so I think I've got about 10 or so.
So quick question,
Yeah.
Jess, how do you keep up with everybody on your DMs? Because that's what I find, even when I have relationships with people, I find it's hard to really track with them because Instagram is really hard to, you know what I mean? To go back.
Do you have a business?
What do you do?
Do you have a business profile? Yeah, because you can flag them.
Yes.
So flag them for sure if you have a business profile. If you don't, I just keep a paper list and you just go back, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with tracking. Get their email. You can
I'll put it on a list. I just didn't know there's an easier way because it's just like
so Abby Burgess and I were talking last night, and she gets their email like as soon as possible. So once they're talking, they build a relationship and they're acting like they're interested. She gets their email and shoots them a form. And so then she has their email address, and if they took the time to actually fill out a form, she feels like they're probably, more interested. And then she moves the conversation to email. So that's an option. I don't do that, but if somebody's really interested, they'll email you back, right? They'll keep that conversation going.
Okay.
I just saw the my pants are horrible in the chat. I was like, oh, there's a chat. Nope, squirrel. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on from that. So that's Instagram, friends, followers, and then I'm gonna go to Facebook. One of the daily things I do for connections is birthdays. And I know this is so basic. I'm sorry, there's just no secret sauce, right? It's just very basic stuff. I'm gonna share my screen because why not? And I do not message people on their birthday. I message them the day after. So for that, you go to events and you're gonna go to birthdays. And so these are all the people that have birthdays today. These people I will be messaging tomorrow, but yesterday there were these people. Right? So I'm going to click on these friends. This is already a customer reminder. I don't care. Hey, friend. Hope you had an amazing birthday. Did you do anything fun to celebrate your day? So I am messaging them the day after because they get a lot of messages on their birthday, right? And they're kind of like overrun with Facebook wall posts and maybe text messages or messages, and they don't really maybe see who the messages are from. So the day after, I find I get a better response and maybe can start a conversation. I should have copied that.
And which page are you on to see the ones before?
Events.
Huh?
Events.
Oh, events. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to go right here. Hey, friend.
Jessica, I don't see that under my events.
Over to the left. Here, I'll go back to it. Events.
Okay. See, I'm not.
And then over here is birthdays. Do you see it?
Okay. I'm not seeing it on mine, so let me just work on that.
It's just birthdays. Rachel. I don't even know who this is. See, that's perfect. Never talked to this person before. Even better, right? So instead of being like, oh, I already know you, I'm gonna say, hey, Rachel. Hope you had an amazing birthday. Did you do anything fun to celebrate your day? Hey, babe, is my coffee done? Your wallet. No, I'm not seeing your wallet. No, I don't think so. This is how power hours go in my house. Don't know who this is. She's awfully cute. And this is just copy and paste, right? Bailey, hope you had an amazing birthday. Did you do anything fun to celebrate your day? See, I don't know. Is she in high school? I can't tell. We're gonna find out. Did she just turn 16? I don't know. We'll see. Do, 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 do. Ron Rivas, he probably won't ever buy a challenge pack, but I'm just gonna give him some love. You just never know. Everybody needs Shakeology, right? I don't care who you are. Hope you had an amazing birthday. Did you do anything fun to celebrate your day? Boom. Okay, now look. I just wished this girl a happy birthday. Am I going to click this and respond to her right now? Negative. As much as I want to, Emily's a sweet girl. I'd love to talk to her. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not responding. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. That wasn't very many. Usually, like tomorrow I'll have a lot more. Oh, babe. Have a good day. Love you. Okay. So you see, tomorrow I've got, 10 to 12 usually to do every day. And also, if you scroll down, if you don't have like a birthday, like a yesterday or whatever, there's a recent birthday. Whoop, you know, and I'll be honest, I did not do this the day before yesterday, so I could even go here and do Wednesdays, you know. So if you get a day behind, a day or two behind, they're all still there, so that's good. So I'm gonna send a few more if you don't mind. Get some stuff done. And so I know some people, instead of the birthday thing, they will go through, oh, Brittany, I probably, like, this is probably the last message I sent. Yep, look, 2017. Hey, pretty lady, hope you had a great birthday. Did you do anything fun to celebrate your day? Oh, cool. So I probably won't send the exact same message because that's like, oh, you only messaged me on my birthday. Okay, what am I doing? I'm gonna stop share. So instead of birthdays, sometimes people will go through their friends list. I guess I could show you guys that. And every day they pick, or they do another letter. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. But if you go to, there's probably a better way to do this. If you go to your friends, oh, computer's slow. It does not like Zoom. So if you go right here to search your friends. So if you're going to start this today, you would go A, and you would message everyone on this list and say something, whether you comment on their family photos or ask them how they're doing or what's up, like just starting a conversation with them. And you literally can work through, you know, AB tomorrow, AC the next day, AD, and you kind of just go through there. And that will literally get you connected to every single person on your friends list at some point through the year. So that's it. If you're like, I don't know who to talk to, go to your friends list, go to your husband's friends list, you know, add those friends and followers, which by the way, I did not do. So I'm going to go to, you know who I stalk for friends most of the time? My sister. So I go to my sister's profile and I go to her friends. We already have 378 mutual, but I don't care. I'm going to go to her recently added, and I'm going to add, why is she only adding boyfriends? Come on, sister. But I got, let's see, who'd she go to college with? See, so like, don't know her, adding, don't know her, adding. So like, that's literally what I do. She's friends with my sister. She can be friends with me. Because if you don't like.
So Jess, you're saying when you do like the AA, AB, you're just like going to those people and you're looking at their photos, commenting, just so you're reconnecting with them?
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How do you, because I have a lot of friends like exactly what you're doing, where I'm adding people because we have mutual friends or they're friends of somebody I know. So what do you just kind of comment on like cute kids or blah, 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 whatever, if you don't really know them? Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of start the conversation, especially if you don't know them at all. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, nothing, right? You don't want to become like another hey girl in their inbox. So you want to at least make it personal and relative. And if you get that conversation going and y'all are like actually talking back and forth and you have a good connection, you can turn the corner by saying like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but I run these groups. I do have a few spots open, and reference back to like how you know them, how you're friends with them, like something like, you know, if it was my sister's friend, I'd be like, Cassie's joining us. I'd love to have you, or something to that effect. Kind of just turn the corner with, I don't know if you saw what I do, but I'd love to have you, or something like that. I noticed you work out. I noticed you're super into clean eating, you know, just something. Go into it with like a business reason. Don't just be like, hey, I've got this group. Like, relate it to them. Make it personal so that it's not like, you know, spammy. Okay, so that was friends, followers, and birthdays. That was probably too much time, but that's my life. Do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle and has a call to action. I'm not going to do that with you guys, but if you are still just posting a sweaty selfie and got my workout done, like if that's your social media post, like y'all are literally like the biggest teases on the planet, because you're just showing them, oh, it worked out. Oh, I'm eating right. Oh, I'm drinking my shake, but you're not creating an opportunity for them to do it with you, right? So create value. I think social media has really turned a corner that people want value. They want something from you. They want to get to know you, whether that's part of your story or how you make it work or whatever. So you really got to give them something of value that they can take on, learn about you, use later, so really think about that. Like, what can you give your followers? How can they get to know you? You're going to be inviting through messages and stories. Your wall does not have to be a constant invite. Okay, you want people to get to know you from your wall and your grid. So don't be afraid to kind of put yourself out there. Some really great tips I've always done is, if you do your hair and your makeup that day, throw on like 4 or 5 shirts, take some pictures, have like stock photos ready to go that you can pull from, throw some filters on, and use your post. Write your post ahead of time. If you're sitting in the carpool line and you think of something and it's not time to post, write it out anyway. Like, if something pops in your head, use your notes section in your phone, jot it down so that you can develop that thought later. Because I do that all the time. I have an amazing thought and I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going to forget it. This is so good. It's so good. And then I go to write it and I'm like, what was it? What was that such a good thought? It was so good. And then it's gone. So write those down, prepare yourself, plan things out ahead of time, whether you use Plan, whether you use, a social media calendar, whatever works for you. Know what you're going to talk about. Have a purpose. Have intention. Otherwise, you're just throwing darts at the wall or spaghetti at the refrigerator, whatever, and you're just hoping to see what sticks. Like, if you plan with purpose, you know what you're talking about, what you're trying to add value to. Again, nothing you've never heard before. Okay, so update IG and Facebook story throughout the day. So if you don't have these linked, you will need to post them separately, right? If you have a business IG, you'll have to post to your personal Facebook story separate. But I'm going to take you guys through, because stories is kind of my jam right now. I love it. It's the most fun I have in like my whole day for my business. And it's like I don't know, find your thing. But for me, being silly and dancing and working out is like my thing that I do every single morning. So that's what I do. I create my story with HypeType. If you don't have that here. Oh, shit.
8:30. 8:15. Just say 15.
It looks like that. It's like purple. And actually the front of it has like some, like a slideshow thing. Now I don't know if that's true anymore. So I'm going to create my workout story with y'all on the phone right now. So what I do is I record my stories in Instagram with the hands-free setting. I just go to hands-free and I start recording. Lately, it's been messing up for me, so I only get like 4 slides at a time. I don't know if you guys are having that same issue, but it's really annoying. So that's been kind of a pain in the butt. But that way I can use my music and still record at the same time. And so with HypeType, I pull up my crazy dance video and it gives me an option to add text. So what I do is I speed it up. No matter what it is, I speed it up, even if it's just working out. Okay, Misty, I don't have a business IG page for that reason. I switched to personal. So you're not wrong. It's okay. So it automatically posts to my regular Facebook, but I have been wondering if I should suck it up and switch to business IG for other features. So the biggest things that I've noticed between personal and business Instagram is in your DMs, you no longer can flag messages, and you can't, you don't have the quick replies, and you don't have insights to see like when the best time to post is, how those posts are doing. So with business, you get all of those things. With personal, you don't. So I guess it just depends. It depends on you. For me, I'm not a super analytical person that I looked to see my insights all the time, so it wasn't serving me very much. I felt like my views were going down, 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 down on business, and so I switched to personal, and it did go way up. But I'll say since that update and like the IG crash of 2019, they plummeted again. But I think everybody's kind of seeing that. So it's totally up to you. You can switch it up. You can switch back and forth as much as you want. It doesn't hurt anything from what I understand. So I'm going to make my story, and I always try to have some sort of purpose. So like today, I just had a blast dancing. So I'm just going to say go time, because the story before this was my Energize, right? I record myself mixing up my Energize, and then I'm like, oh, look, it was 5:30 in the morning, and now I'm dancing around like a crazy person. And they hopefully see the correlation, right? So I'm gonna add some music. You just gotta be yourself. Like, make it fun. If you don't dance around and act crazy, don't do that, right? But I can't remember what song I was hearing. Oh, it was 1, 2 step. Snap your fingers. So make a story, and you guys make it to where people can engage with you. Like, create an opportunity for engagement. Like, if you like gangsta rap, throw a poll on there. Do you like gangsta rap? Is this your jam? Like, what do you like to listen to when you work out? Create an opportunity for engagement. This is your opportunity. People are watching your story. You have their attention. Get them to talk to you. Open that door. And it's on you to create that. Like, people, if they're just swiping, clicking through your story, you're not capturing them. So you got to do something that's, personal to you, unique to you, that you can, get them to engage with. I did the same. I went back to personal because it connected more with my personal Facebook page, and now I have more views on my Facebook stories. I do too. My Facebook stories were at like 10. I don't know. Nobody was using Facebook stories, but since I connected them and I'm posting more often, I am up over 100, and I know that's nothing huge, but 100 people watching my stories that don't comment or like on my Facebook posts, like, that's a lot of people, right? Okay, so I'm gonna focus and finish this story. Okay, so I'm gonna save, and this hype type kind of takes a hot minute to put it together and then save, put it together and save. And so this typically is not part of my power hour, but it's something I do every single day, whether it's like right after my workout when I'm drinking my Recover. So while that's saving, I want you guys to think about and make a list of things you can talk about through the day, and not just Beachbody, like your life. Do you have dogs? Do you have kids? Do you work full time? What can you show people behind the scenes? Because that's what stories is about, right? Letting people in. You want people to be like, oh my gosh, me too. Yes, I totally get that. Oh, that's really cool to see. Like, you want them to see your life past the grid, past the Facebook feed, right? Like, this is you letting them into your living room and talking to them. Okay, so really act like they're your friend. Another piece of advice that I've heard that I really like is stop referring to the masses when you're talking on your story, and try to just talk to one person. Like, oh my gosh, girl, you are not going to believe the day I've had, right? Like, you're talking to that one person who's watching your story. Because sometimes when you're like, hey guys, here I am, it's morning, I'm making my coffee, they're kind of like, I don't know. For me, I don't connect as much. But when someone's like, sister friend, my kids are cray, like, I connect with them and I listen more, right? Because they're talking right to me. So that's just a little piece of advice if you want to try to, and it's hard because I was always the, hey friends, like, all the time. And so I tried to just do it more often, switch it up. So I'm still working on this story. Today was leg day. So I'm just going to put a leg day and keep my So what are other things you guys talk about in your story? Like, let's brainstorm. Different things that you feel work well. What are some engagement opportunities like outfits, food, vacation places? What are some things you guys have done that have worked well in your stories? Feel free to unmute yourself. Megan, what do you do?
It's like a chaos back here in this house. Kids are off, so sorry. I think usually the stuff that gets the most traction is when I'm like literally complaining about something like my kids being crazy or the house being a mess or, you know, just the insanity of life as compared to anything else. I don't get much traction on, you know, when I do polls or whatever about fitness or health. Coaching actually gets more traction than somebody wanting to lose 15 pounds. Like when I start sharing the coaching story and like what it's done for me, that's when I get more traction than the opposite. So, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, but that's awesome. Asking for mom advice too. I just saw that one. And you know, and I think that's really a good point that you don't get, just being aware of where you're getting that engagement and taking note of it and making it happen more often, right? Weaving it into everything you do. Rachel Baldwin talked about at the Josh Coates events, and I think she did a Rising Stars call for us too, but she said she shows every single day, whether it's like her power hour checklist or something like a mirror selfie and like checked in the challengers, you know, got it 3 mom bosses started, like makes a list of everything she did in her power hour. And just shares that. It's not a huge, you know, coaching invite post, but when she invites someone and says, have you thought of doing what I do? They already know what she does. And so it's no surprise that she works every single day and she signs mom bosses up and she gets people started on their fitness journey and she, you know, checks in with her clients. Like she lists every single day what she does. So you can make, you know, kind of spin that however you want. But talk about working, because you don't want people to be like joining your team and be like, oh, I actually have to work. You know, no, like you show from the beginning, you work, you sit down, you have an intentional time to make it happen. So I think that's a really powerful thing, just a daily share. I think sometimes we feel like those things are really mundane and it's nothing to talk about, but that's, you know, that's what we do. And so it's important, you know, to share those successes with from your challengers. Go into your challenge group. If you have an iPhone, I'm sure Android has something like this. You can screen record on your phone and record yourself scrolling through your challenge tracker app, scroll through your challenge group, liking and commenting on your challengers' posts, and they see that you're in there, you're connecting with your challengers, you're seeing how they're doing. One of my coaches just did the other day that I loved. She logged her workout and her shake on screen record. So like she put her picture up there, awesome workout, leg day done, boom, posted, had her shake, logged her shake in there. And so people don't have to wonder anymore, like, how do these groups work? Like they see, oh, there's a place to log your workout. Oh, there's a place to log your shake. You know, I don't know. I really liked that. I connected with it. I thought it was a great idea. So that's another daily thing you could do. Just find something and stay consistent with it. How do you screen record? So on iPhone, let me see, you have to add it to your control panel. Let me remember how to do this crap. You might just have to Google screen record. How do I do it? Because I'm not the most technology savvy. Wasn't notifications. It's something to do with your control center. Customize controls. There it is. Okay. So you go to settings and then control center, and then there's a customize controls button, and you're going to add screen recording. There's plus signs and minus signs, and you're going to add screen recording to your control center. And then when you are on your phone, if you swipe down or swipe up, depending on what phone you have, there's a little button right there that is screen record. And so you click that and it gives you 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and it starts recording your screen. And there's like a red notification here, and it tells you you're recording your screen. So then you can go to your challenge tracker, you can go to your messages, like whatever you're gonna screen record, and then to shut it off, you do the same thing. Swipe down or swipe up and hit the record button.
Where was that again, Jess? I missed the first part. I didn't hear
Like
it.
how to add it. So you're gonna go to settings. Yeah, pull up your phone because there's no way to go to settings and then what is it? Control center. Customize controls.
Okay.
And then scroll down where the green plus marks are and hit screen record.
Okay.
And then that'll add it to your control center. So you know how you can swipe up and turn your flashlight on or swipe whichever your screen record button will be there now. So you can just turn it on and record whatever you want. Okay.
So if I'm like going how to use like Beachbody on Demand or something, I can just screen record and do it with my phone. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's super helpful.
Yeah. And you know, that's helpful. You can do stuff like that for your challenge groups too, right? You can add, like, if your challengers are struggling with something, show them how to get to program materials. Like, there's a lot of resources you can use screen record for. Okay, respond to all new likes, comments, or views. I will tell you that is where my invites come from, because when I said come to a conversation with a business reason, that eliminates the hey girl. That eliminates the messages that get ignored. Not completely, right? Like, we all still get ignored. But you go to your last post, go to your last story, and those people are your pool of people. If they've liked, if they've commented, if they've watched your story, that is where you are inviting from. And it's no longer a cold invite, because they're inviting you to invite them by watching your stuff, by liking and commenting. So go to all of those people, and you should be talking to them every single day. Hey, thanks for the love on my post. Not always easy to share. Have you considered doing what I do? Easy as that. Like, just get to the, hey, thanks for the love on my post. I don't know. I do a lot of those, right? Views on your stories. Hey girl, I see you watch my story. You ready yet? Like, simple as that. If you send a message from your story, if you go to your story and let me see. If you go to your story and see who is watching, if you send them the message straight from here, it sends them the story, like a thumbnail of the story that they watched. So if they voted on a poll, or they were watching some really good call to action thing that you did, then you can send them a message directly from there, and it will have a reminder. Oh yeah, I did watch that story. Oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. Like, you can say something like, hey, I see you're watching my story. Like, what piques your interest? What do you like to see from me? Are you following for fitness, family, fun? I do that a lot, and I like to know what people are watching for, right? Like, a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you stick with it as much as you do when you have 5 kids. Like, and I just like to open that conversation and know why they're watching. So that's a really easy way to start a conversation with them if they're watching your story. And I will just go through that whole list, and boom, 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 they're watching, they're going to get a message. And again, daily polls or questions, something to get people talking. Polls not about Beachbody tend to do better, so just get it going. So I did a dress one time that was like a side-by-side that did really well, had people vote. And then I messaged them and said, hey, thanks for the input. I'm terrible at these things. Have you ever been on a cruise before? Because it was before the cruise. And that opened a whole new conversation. Like, oh, this is the second one I've earned through my company. I'm so excited to take my kids, and that plants a seed. Like, oh, she's earned 2 cruises and now she's taking her kids. So something that you can weave in for the coaching opportunity or a challenge group. Okay, so invites, we've talked a lot about invites. I feel like nobody's cold inviting, right? Like, it's not necessary. You're gonna get ignored. We're gonna be it works people if that's what you're doing. So don't be that person, right? Create a connection first. Have a reason to talk to them first. So I'm gonna skip invites because we talked about that. But the next one is follow up with people you've invited. And guys, the magic is in the follow up. Rarely will you have somebody join the first time you send a message. Every once in a while you get that unicorn and you're like, holy smokes, why can't everyone be this easy, right? But typically you're gonna have to follow up with people. So one follow up that I really like is, hey girl, I didn't want you to, see, there's that hey girl. Hey, I didn't want you to think that I forgot about you. So I've got another group starting. I'd love for you to join us. Is now a better time? Like super simple. And they're like, oh gosh, thank you for thinking of me. If you do that, I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. They realize that you're thinking about them rather than like just spamming them with messages, right? So I really like that. Put a deadline on things. Tell them you have 5 spots left. Tell them you start next week. Tell them something with a deadline. I think that you create that urgency and either get a yes or a no, right? Because when you get a no, that can lead to a new conversation and kind of, you know, start overcoming their objections a little bit. And if you get a yes, then there we go, down the road. Okay, I'm gonna send some follow-ups then. You guys take a few minutes to do that. And again, I'm not the best at systems, so I like to go just back through my messages. If you have a good list, you have, but I will never, when was that? I don't know what I was gonna say now. But I'm gonna go back through and ask 5 people if now is a better time for them. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I never just leave a no with, okay, cool, have a good day. Like I'm always like, okay, like, is it okay with you if I check back in next time around? You know, so then I have an open invite to message them next time around. Any questions on follow-ups? Okay, so this one I just put, hey Carla, I didn't want you to think I had forgotten about you. I have a few spots left in my boot camp and I would love for you to join us if now is a better time for you. Actually, I'm gonna put, I would love for you to join us. Is now a better time for you? End it with a question. Actually, and I'm gonna put join me rather than.
Jessica, you want to copy that and put that in the comment section?
Show thing. Is now a better time for you? Yep, let me do that real quick. Dun, dun, dun. Where'd that music go? Got it. Oh, I can't minimize Zoom. Okay, just a second. If you mess up, you gotta hit 'em up, hey lady. Oh, oops. Gosh darn it. See, I just opened a stinking message I didn't mean to. Son of a gun. Okay.
Do what?
B.
And your cute shoes? Oh my. Put a cute bow in your hair though.
Okay. Paste. Boom. And I'm gonna use that sucker. I'm just gonna copy it. And I'm gonna bust out like 5 more follow-ups. And I know it's not the best tracking system, but I scroll back through my messages and I go to March, the people that I talked to last month that I haven't talked to yet this month, and I blast them with follow-ups. You know, another thing that I tell my coaches is if you are getting ghosted, start a conversation with them that isn't about Beachbody. Like, just get them to respond in some way, right? Like, comment on, you know, something on their wall or whatever. Like, just start the conversation again, especially if you've been talking to someone and they've already told you like their goals and that they're interested and then they just disappear. Just get that conversation going again in some way. Like, hey, how are you? Like, how was your vacation or whatever? Darn it, I lost my spot. Be careful copy and pasting. Don't send a message with the wrong name. Done that. So just use intention. We're trying to blast. We're trying to be efficient, but you still don't want to be a jerk face. All right, you guys send in some follow-ups. Anyone use that one that I pasted? Yeah. I really like that. I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I get a good response rate on that. Okay, one more, and we'll move on. Okay. Okay, so the rest is like contribute to your challenge group, recognize achievement, you know, and I want you guys to not diminish any of those small wins that you're getting. So whether your challenger has lost 5 pounds, your coach sold their first challenge pack, you signed up a new coach, like all of those very small things, blast it, recognize it. Like that, those small wins are what people can relate to, right? So sharing those small things along the way can create a lot of FOMO. It can create just some trust with your followers. So share everything. You know, things that you recognized are duplicated. Things that you recognizes are replicated. So like, just really sharing those small things can be really powerful. So if you have a coach that just signed up, blast them on social, you know, blast them on your story, make a slide. recognize your team, recognize your challengers, like screenshot in your challenge group if somebody wrote a blurb, you know, about losing 5 pounds, feeling better, having more energy, like whatever those things are, screenshot it and share it in your stories. Like those things are things you should be sharing. You know, X out their name, and it shouldn't be an issue to share those things, right? So those are recognition things that I really like. Personal development. And this is not, again, part of my power hour because I do it separately, like when I'm straightening my hair, when I'm driving my kids to school, or, you know, in between pickups and drop-offs, I've got something on the radio, usually streaming like an audiobook. I really like Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins right now. Like seriously giving me life. She's so good. So good. John Maxwell is incredible. If you're stuck on personal development, like get something and not what everyone else is reading, right? Like get something that pertains to what you need right now. For me, Take Control of Your Life is exactly what I need. I got to get control of this crazy town, right? So that's what I'm listening to. And share your personal development. That's a post idea. Those are stories. Talk about, you know, what you heard, what resonated with you. You know, people don't personally develop, you know, like on their own. A lot of people are not into personal development, and we don't even realize how big of a game changer that is for us because we hopefully just do it every day. But that is what helps transform us. Like these physical transformations are incredible. Like Shakeology nourishes us from the inside out, but that personal development changes who we are. And how incredible is that, right? That we get to be like a more positive and uplifting and bright person as part of our job. You know, so share those things. Share your takeaways from it. It can be, you know, great post ideas, like I said. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up, but I want you guys to realize, like, notice I did not go back into my messages and respond, right? Like that is not part of my power hour because I get sucked down a rabbit hole by like going back and like, oh yeah. Like, oh, that sounds like fun that you did that for your birthday. Like that's not what we're doing. We are business building. And so if you sit down to your computer, if you sit down with your phone, first thought, business building. What can I do? And keep your blinders on. For me, the thing that helps is this, because it tells you for 20 minutes, you are going to add followers and connect. So set your timer for 20 minutes and only do that. You know, you are going to take 15 minutes to invite. Do you know how many invites y'all can send in 15 minutes? If you just send invites in those 15 minutes, a lot. Like it does not take a minute to send an invite. So you should at least be able to get 15 invites out, right? So if you really give yourself a deadline, set a timer, even if it's only 5 minutes, bang them out as much as you can, because I will tell you, this hour of sitting uninterrupted does not happen in my life. I don't even know how this is possible that that I've gotten this far. So it's okay. If you don't have an hour to sit down and focus, that's fine, but you need to be working from this list. And if you only have 20 minutes, then you're doing 20 minutes here and you focus on just that, right? If you only have 5 minutes, you do invites only for 5 minutes. So when we talk about working in the pockets, you have to be intentional with working in the pockets. Break up your power hour into 6 different sessions if you have to, but get all of those power hour activities done, okay? And guys, I get it. Like, I get it. Life is crazy and it's not always easy to sit down, but if you remain focused and if you have a short list of things to work from and you check them off and do not go to bed until they are all checked off, your business will move forward. It will, I promise you. And when you sit down and you're like, I don't want to do this, guess what? Your challengers don't want to work out either. What would you tell them? Guess what? Your challengers want to eat cake instead of broccoli. Like, what would you tell them? So apply everything that you tell your challengers for their journey. Apply all of that to your fitness. Apply all of it to your business. Do it when you don't feel like it. Even when it's hard, your business will grow and move forward. Okay? So I hope that helps. Do you guys have any questions before we wrap this up? We good? All right, go finish. If we didn't get all of those things done, get your tracker out, crush through it. You're already sitting down. If you can send 5 invites, you can send 10. If you can send 10 follow-ups, you can send 20. Bang them out. It's so much easier to do it once you get started. All right. See you guys
Thank
later.
you so much for doing this.
You're so welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Easter. Hope you guys have a
Happy
great
Easter.
weekend. Bye, guys. Do we want to take a picture? Oh, here, let me get my phone.
I took one before. I think some people just jumped off, but I did take one before.
Okay. Well, I just took one too. All right, guys. See you later.